Terra's story. Chapter 12. After signing off with Kayla and Simeona, Terra looked at the clock. Just after 11. The city was settling into the nighttime quiet as a city ever gets. She hesitated a moment, checked in with her body. Her muscles begged to be used. Her blood screamed to heat up and oxygenate. Well, okay then. She ran through the park easily, letting frustration drive her muscles the way it was driving her breathing. There was a pattern passing beneath her running shoes. The bright circle of light from a street lamp stretching its edges to meet her, giving way to the bright center directly beneath, and then flowing out to the dimmer edges for a moment of twilight before the next street lamp took over. That was the thing about running. The rhythms. The rhythms of her body, working together, the hormones of pleasure shooting from her brain, and the patterns of nature around her. When she ran at dawn, Terra chose a narrower path through the denser woods, but now, even with her taser at her waist, she wanted to let go the diligence she would need to feel safe there. She needed to focus inward, to practice, as Mamo said, sorting through all the signals she was receiving. Terra twisted the dial of her awareness to mute the external night noises just a bit more and tune in to the kinds of impressions she'd been shoving aside until later. The honking horns and occasional sirens faded further into the background. There were noises in her inner world, too, so she sorted through those, brushing thoughts aside until she found a pool of stillness. She let herself enjoy the quiet for a few strides, then refocused. First she dialed into the Demon King. Silence. She sensed no movement or awareness, as though he were sleeping. Phew. Then she tuned into Kale. Immediately she saw him sitting on the porch, gazing at the stars. She saw him smile and heard, "Hi, sweetheart. Beautiful night here. I love you." She thought, "I love you too, Dad. Can't see the stars here the way you can. Too much artificial light pollution. But it's nice out tonight. See you later." Terra's body continued its easy stride without any conscious effort on her part. She smiled and let her psychic antenna loose, grinning at the image of tiny little bots sniffing the ethers for a trail. Whoa. There's something. She saw Simeona back at the pool inside the cave and watched as she slid into the water, smiling. Terra scanned the area for Mama and got nothing. Simeona seemed to be alone. Terra sent a signal, but Mamo's attention was elsewhere. Simeona floated on her back in the protected pool, but her soul had taken flight. As she watched her beloved mentor, Terra saw reality ripple and the universe open up around her. Still floating on her back in the pool, Simeona soared joyfully past planets and asteroids, arms stretched forward, her face lifted to see everything around her. She laughed as she embraced every nuance of her journey on her way to the center of the galaxy, a wake of light expanding out behind her. Terra felt her message even as she faded from sight. "You can't go here, yet, Han. But you will someday. In the meantime, I'm going to send you some sensations so you can share some of this experience. Come on. We're going to have us some fun." And Simeona rolled over in mid-soar like a dolphin rolling over in water. Terra felt a wave of playfulness roll over her. She leapt in mid-stride, and when she landed, she circled around, jumping again. She laughed and jumped and circled all the way past 3 street lamps before settling back into a smooth, even pace, grinning at how much lighter she felt and how effortless it was to run. After her run, Terra stood beneath her rain shower head and let the water pour over her, washing away sweat and stress, and reminding her of standing in the rain in the jungle. Should I work tonight? She felt energized but also relaxed. No, I'm going to practice some more. Mamo said to be careful what I focused on last thing before sleep. I wonder. She dried off and slipped on her nightie, then lit the candle inside its hurricane globe on the dresser opposite her bed. She was headed for the bed when she felt the nudge and turned back, dug in the top drawer until she found the long wooden box with the beautiful carved patterns, opened the compartment where the incense sticks were stored, and pulled one out. She sniffed. Ah, yes, plumeria. Once the scent was spiraling up through the openings, she walked over to the bed, fluffed pillows against the headboard, and climbed in. Finally, sitting comfortably cross-legged, her back supported, she let go a grateful sigh and settled in. I still feel so different, not like the old me at all. Aren't you glad? Came the essence she'd hoped to hear. Yes, Mama, I'm truly grateful. I had no idea what was really happening when you took me into the depths. Probably I still don't. Honestly, so much changing so fast is a little unnerving, but it's exciting too. Terra smiled and looked around her bedroom. Lit only by the golden light of the candle, nothing looks the same. She felt rather than heard the Mo chuckle. That's because your eyes are different, daughter. Perception is reality, and your perception changes when your story changes. Remember, you're always writing your own story. You flew with Simeona tonight, didn't you? Yes. How did you? Oh, never mind, it was wonderful. She said I'll be able to do that too someday. Terra could still feel the exhilaration in her body. Yes, you will, Mama replied, just as soon as you decide you can. But I don't know how, Terra argued. You didn't know how to shift yourself either until you just did it, Mama insisted. But don't get your panties in a wad, girl. You do have to let your physical reality adjust. Your body has to remember, and that takes a bit of time. You can help it by spending time outside of time. The Mo chuckled again. You just made a joke, Mama. Or is that an oxymoron? Yeah, that's an oxymoron. When things that appear to be opposite are both true. Well, isn't that what I'm doing right now? I feel outside of time anyway. Terra felt not only outside time, but outside her body, her senses and her sense of herself still flying through space, through one dimension of the multiverse, with Simeona while she nestled into her bed at home. Yes, daughter, you are. And as a reward, I'm going to show you some beautiful places you've been to only in the dream time. Ready? Terra smiled and nodded, unaware that she'd wriggled down the pillows and beneath the covers before she slipped into unconsciousness.